Awesome. We're on. I've actually done it before where I thought I hit record and didn't, and did a 40-minute interview and had to do it all over again because
Oh no.
anyway. So, welcome. This is Local Service Business Insiders. My name is Ben Bradley, and today I have a very special guest with me from Oklahoma City. This is Miss Jo Meacham, and she is the owner of Urban Kitchens. And today she's going to bless us with her information on kitchen remodeling specifically, and maybe some other things as well. So, welcome, Joe. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, let's just get right into it. I'd love to introduce you to people, kind of give you your background in a couple minutes. How did you get started, and where did this all kind of jump off from?
Okay, well, I guess I graduated from the University of Oklahoma with a master's in architecture and went into the historic preservation field. But 20 years later, due to a marriage and different interest, we decided to go into the kitchen business. And it was something we both had an interest in. And it was 1999, and so kitchens were getting really popular, and so that's how I got started.
Outstanding, outstanding. So a, a brick and mortar. You have an actual showroom in Oklahoma City.
We do. We have what we call a design studio. I've gone through several different locations and different kinds of showrooms, but for whatever reason, here in Oklahoma City, we don't have a lot of lookers. And I would say all of my fellow, you know, kitchen and bath people kind of feel the same. So we do not have any big showrooms here. I had kind of a rather large showroom at one time, but I felt like I was just babysitting a lot of cabinets. And so now we have a really casual place in a great location. It's in the Western District. So it's got restaurants and a little walkability, and we just have a relaxed vibe with a little sitting area. And most of the time, we all come in and work on either a table or one of the islands in the area instead of going into the back and working in the office. So, uh, anyway, that's how we do it.
Awesome. That sounds extremely comfortable and relaxing, and kind of how you want to kick things off, I guess. Planning a kitchen remodel. Um, Kind of leads into my first question with you is I know a lot of people get overwhelmed when considering all the options and products and things like that. So talk about one or two of the biggest mistakes people make when they're planning a remodel.
Well, I would say, budget is one of the biggest problems. There's so many beautiful pictures out there, and there's so many great ideas that you want to do. And a lot of people, most people maybe do one kitchen remodel in their life. Usually that cures them. They never want to do it again. But uh,
Right.
it is, it takes some strength to get through the project. But so they don't really, a lot of people just really don't know what that costs. They want their kitchen to look like this picture that they have in mind. And so, we ask a lot of people, what's your budget? They're like, well, I don't know what my budget is because I don't know what it's going to cost. And what I like to try to explain to people is, I know you don't have a budget, but we all know what we can spend. And I
Hmm.
think that that's the most important thing is really, really, know what you can spend. If it's a lot, that's great. If it's not a lot, that's great too. There's a lot of things that you can do. We do a lot of what we call makeovers, where we, update your kitchen, and uh, people are really happy when it's finished, but they didn't tear it all out. It takes a lot less time. So, I think just having that number and sticking to it, because we don't want people to be unhappy in the end either, that they spent too much.
Absolutely. That makes, yeah, knowing what you can spend versus kind of trying to figure a budget out makes it's kind of simplifies the idea. Yeah, that's great. Great advice. So on the heels of the budget question is, so if I were to give you a budget, where would you splurge, and where would you try and save for the highest wow factor and ROI?
I mean, I think it, the great thing is that there's so many products out there that are good products. I mean, for example, we'll just use Delta. We take all of our customers to the showroom and work with an expert for that particular, whatever we're picking out. In that instance, it would be, a plumbing expert. And uh, so they have beautiful, all of their stuff is nice. And, we show people, hey, we start at this is their better priced products. We can go higher, and we usually do, but if you're trying to save money, one of the ways would be to pick one of these products that you really like, pick another product that costs more. We'll give you the cost for both of them, and then you can decide where you want to save. So once we do that, maybe we do that with plumbing fixtures, we do that with everything that we're picking out, because there's so many things that you can pick out at a great price. Maybe you want that really expensive one, but we're there to help you find something that's just as nice but maybe costs less. So I think, maybe you go to the countertop to pick out countertops, and we say, hey, these are the ones that are in your budget. You have really good selections, but we can't stop you from going across the aisle and seeing something that is super awesome, and sometimes people, maybe they weren't going to spend that much money, but they see a countertop material and they're like, okay, I'm willing to spend the $5,000 because I know that's going to really be the big feature in my kitchen. So when people think that designers make them cost, or drive up the cost, we're also there to help you keep the costs down, because we know so much about all of the products. We can lead you to the ones that are still beautiful but cost less.
Right. So right now, and I'm not up on the trends clearly like you would be, but what as far as like countertops and tile and things like that and backsplash, what's kind of in style right now? What's the biggest attractive piece that you
Attractive.
see?
Well, I would say we are so lucky because we are finished with the white, gray, and black
Oh,
that
are we finished with that?
we're finished. We are
Okay.
totally finished. And it was hard for me to survive because I do not like gray and I do not like all white. We did some beautiful all white kitchens, and you can't stop people from coming in and saying, hey, I've already decided I want a white shaker kitchen. Awesome. We're going to help you make the most, beautiful one in your house. But 10 years of it was really too much. And the new thing I would say is that people are so tired of it that everybody wants to do their own thing. And so we have a movement really going on where people are, they're going their own direction. They're realizing that design is something that, is what they like. Really, the number one thing we look at is your house. What style is your house? What's going to fit in that house? We want to build a kitchen that is going to have a very long life, and so that's the style that that's the style direction we go. If people look at the pictures on our website, they're going to see kitchens that look so different. You're going to see green kitchens, blue kitchens, wood kitchens, uh, historic looking kitchens, extremely modern looking kitchens. So uh, that was really hard to go through the to go through the white shaker, but we still did a lot of kitchens that were not shaker kitchens during that time period. So I think people are, they like natural materials. The lighter woods are coming back. Plants, putting plants in your kitchen, kind of having more of a really warm atmosphere instead of, not a warm atmosphere in a white, black, and gray kitchen with gray floors. No. So you can see what I don't like. I like
Yeah.
everything but that, just about. But the fun is, designing something that fits their personality, their house, and the function that they're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. So someone comes in and They know they want to update their kitchen. They've been to their friends' houses, and they're seeing all these, projects being done, but they just have no idea. They don't have the concept of design or color or, you know, things like that. Like, how do you get somebody like that started to kind of move down the direction that they don't know they need to go down, right? How do you get somebody started?
I would say usually people have some idea, but we have people that are just, that's why they're there because we offer such a full service, design build service. But people come in and they'll go. I mean, I'm thinking of a recent couple that we just finished their kitchen, and they came in and they're like, I don't know, maybe a green kitchen. I mean, that's really all we had to go on. So we when somebody commits the budget that they have a budget that's going to fit what their idea of a kitchen. We do a very well thought out presentation for them. We go ahead and we design the kitchen. This is no fee. We design the kitchen. We come up with inspiration photos. Um, we really do the whole show, and they come in and we present that. We do a presentation with our using our television as so they can see big pictures,
Hmm.
and we talk about why we did this and why we think that would work with their house. And most people are like, oh my goodness, I just never thought about that, because most people are not kitchen designers.
Yeah, that's
so
for
so that's kind of how we get started there. Other people are really sure, they come in and they have pictures and they say, this is what I want it to look like. And we take those pictures and like I say, all of the other, the house, the architecture, the function, we put all of that together and do a really nice professional presentation at no cost. This is knowing that they have a budget that's reasonable, I guess I
sure,
would say.
sure. So how how long does a standard, and standard may not be a good word, but how long does a standard kitchen remodel take? And a second part B to that question is, how do they remain functional, or how do they
Right.
continue life while you're working,
Right.
right?
Right. Um, okay, we tell people, we have a process. We do so many just kitchens. We do other projects too, but we've been doing kitchens a long time. And we tell them 14 weeks. That's what it's going to take. Sometimes it's a little longer because of this or that. Sometimes it's a little shorter. But generally, if we're taking every single thing out of the kitchen, it's going to take 14 weeks. Um, as far as what happens while we're doing it, some people are very sensitive. We just had a customer who they spent most of the time in an Airbnb, but most of our customers remain at home. And what we talk about in the very beginning is setting up a temporary kitchen. And we have some ideas about that. We tell people, the worst thing is going to be the water. If you have a laundry room sink, you are just in a really special category there, because you're actually going to have a sink that you can do dishes in. But if not, back to the bathroom. That's just the way it is. But we tell them, set up a nice table if you don't have one, or use your dining room table. Bring in a microwave. Go get maybe a single induction cooktop burner that you can use if you want to do that. Put your toaster out, your microwave, bring your cereal, all the stuff the easy stuff. And underneath your table, put a big box of paper plates and that kind of thing. And you'll make it if you put more time into the temporary kitchen, so that you just don't get up every day and you're just like, I hate this, I hate this. At least you
Right.
get up every day and you've kind of fixed your table up, and you can go in there and make your coffee and eat your cereal and uh, and maybe get your breakfast on the way instead of at home. Uh, we don't have that many complaints. I've had people that have not done that, and I don't know how they live through it. We can only help, but we move their refrigerator to wherever they want, and
Hmm.
do those things. So uh, And some people, they're like, oh, we're going to be on vacation for 2 or 3 weeks. So is that okay? And so they can avoid, part of the process. And we, before we start, we know the answer to almost everything. So if they want to leave, that's fine. Like you and I right now, all we have to do is get on the computer and show them a picture, get on the phone and send them pictures if we have a question. So it works out. It works out great.
Cool, cool. And so we kind of had a uh, quick conversation prior to the recording here. So, and we this is important to me, and so I want you to touch on this. So, like your crews and your subs and your workers. So these are not. I'm assuming these are not people that you just pick up. These are people who have been with you for a while, correct?
This is true. And when we talked, I told you, and I will tell you that to me, this is so important. I love my guys. They are not our employees. They've all got their own companies, but they've worked for us for a long time. I mean, our plumber, our electrician, we have a paint crew. That's my dog in the back.
It's
And
okay.
it's barking time. And I just love them. And, we try to, at Christmas, we try to do special things for them. Just a second, I'm going to let him
Yeah,
out.
no problem. Take your time.
I'm sorry. I
No
thought I had the
problem.
door open.
That's the magic of editing. We can take take care of that.
He has a friend that he likes to bark with. Now that there they go. Okay. So, we do really, we really try to treat the people that work for us in a special way because the way I feel about it is I'm not going to make any money unless I have, uh, unless I have people do it. Obviously, I can't go out and fix problems. I can't build the kitchen. I'm not a carpenter. I don't drive around in a big pickup with stuff that I can, try to help people with. So I have to depend on them for every single thing that we do. So I love our people. I would never let people that I didn't totally trust go into our customers' homes. I mean, they're there during the day. We always have a dumpster on site, but we always have a portable toilet too. And we feel like that this is also good for our guys because they don't want to go use a bathroom in other people's homes. They're courteous. They don't want their dirty feet to walk through the house, which is really our primary reason for doing it. But we just try to be really good to our guys. And I told you before, I think one of my secrets is I pay every Friday for any work that's done that week. And I hear stories from them. Somebody told them they're not going to pay until they get paid by the owner, and that's just not fair. They do the work, and you should have the money as a contractor to pay your guys after they finish the work. So
Yeah, no, that I definitely agree with that. And then that's having people
causes,
having people
causes a
that
lot of problems.
oh yeah, and having people that you know the consistency of the work, um, and they know what to expect from you, and they know what you expect is huge. So and having those people that really are loyal to you is big when you're doing these
I'm going
large
to try
amount.
to stop. I'm going to
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
the dog.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The one across in the backyard is still barking. That's not mine.
It's okay. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I was just saying it's good to have that loyalty. Treating people really well is getting the consistent work, and they know what to expect from you, and likewise, um, they know what you expect. So that's huge, especially on a large investment project like something like this. Um, so the timeline, and we kind of talked about the timeline a little bit. So like, what are situations that can kind of send a timeline off the rails? Like, how do you prevent something like that from happening? I know during COVID there was material issues and
All right.
appliances you couldn't get for months and all that kind of stuff. So like, how do you avoid that?
Well, most of that is over, but what we do is before we give a start date to a customer, um, we have already we've already selected everything before we start. We don't select maybe tile for a backsplash, but very few things are selected after the project starts. Everything is already selected. We've talked to, if we select, plumbing fixtures, we say, hey, is there any back orders? Do we have to wait on anything? We have two wonderful cabinet companies, Crystal and Showplace. As soon as we place the order, which is the first thing we do after we sign a contract, generally cabinets are involved. Um, they tell us the week that those cabinets are going to be in Oklahoma City, and we do our whole job around that. In fact, I feel like that's our main job every day is scheduling, because we sit down every day and go, okay, what are our jobs? We have three going. Who's where, who's there? Somebody called and said it's going to take one more day to paint. Okay, well, we're going to have to call the plumber and tell him, instead of Tuesday, he needs to come Wednesday. But usually when we tell the plumber when he's supposed to be there, we say it may be Tuesday, it may be Wednesday. So he's already got it in his schedule. So we are just totally dedicated, and it only works. It only works because all of those people that work for us are so loyal. And without that, if you're trying to get somebody that you've never used before to come at a certain time, I mean, that's what goofs up lead time. Trying to think of what else. I mean, sometimes countertops are hard. We get the cabinets finished, but our countertop people, they template the day after we finish putting our base cabinets in, and they try to do it within 2 weeks. And we use that 2 weeks to finish the trim, to do, a lot of things. So we work it all so that we tell people there's going to be somebody at your house every day. I
Hmm.
mean, if there's not somebody there, it's because, they finished the job, a day early or something most of the time. But
Right.
we're just constantly scheduling. To me, it's just the number one thing. We get up in the morning, we start scheduling. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of the thing that goes hand in hand, which kind of segues into the next question, is communication. So you're scheduling, you're talking to your subs and your crew leads and stuff like that. So for a customer, what would they expect to have as far as communication from you guys?
me personally, I give out my personal phone number to my customers, and they can call me 24/7. They don't, because we don't have problems very often. But there's been times, I mean, maybe the alarm goes off and they're out of town and it's Saturday morning. I mean, those kind of things, can happen, and somebody can call, and I want to be there to make sure that, we can, fix the problem. I mean, it's always something weird, like the garage door is stuck, or the garage door, their neighbor calls and says the garage door is open and it's Saturday morning. Maybe somebody didn't get it shut. Maybe, something weird happened. We never know. But we try to be available. You can always call our office. I mean, our office phone is always there. But we communicate with our customers. Everybody likes to text, and by the end of
Yeah.
a project, generally, all three of us are on a group text together. So everything that happens, I know what's going on, and so does everybody else. So uh, we don't ever have a problem. I mean, texting is really pretty much solved communications. And
Yeah.
like I say, I'm available 24/7. So call me anytime. I don't care. It's a big project and you're concerned. I don't care. You think something's wrong, and you're crying on Sunday afternoon, just call me. I'm going to
Yeah.
be there for you.
Yeah. That's huge. I just find in my history, it's knowing that communication breakdown is where trust breaks down, and then that's when things really go off the rails. Because if people are like, well, geez, I haven't heard from anybody for a week, what's going on, and
Right.
all that kind of, then everything just kind of spirals out of control. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
so
mean,
that's
ours is, stay in front of it, stay in
yep.
front of everything, so that people, always have the answer. I mean, people will get home at night and say, it's not finished. I thought that this would happen, whatever. They call us at 5:30. I said, well, the guy was late today, or he's going to be there in the morning. Don't worry. Or it's the wrong color. Okay. Somebody will be over there tomorrow to make sure that that they've got the right paint can. I mean, we just, you know, staying in front of problems is the best way, because I've learned, and I've been through a lot. I don't want people to be mad at me. It's happened, believe you
Yeah.
me. And you have to
Yeah.
stand there and take it and try to explain why. And sometimes, I mean, it can be our fault. I mean, we have a lot of people, a lot of things happening all the time. I mean, we could have gotten oil on your driveway. We are going to fix it. I mean, there's just always something.
Yep. Yep. Life happens, but as long as you're, stand up for it and
Right.
be transparent, I think that kind of takes care of a lot of stuff. So, um, you guys are obviously licensed and bonded and warranties. Talk about what how you stand behind your product.
Well, Oklahoma doesn't really demand a lot of licensing, I will tell you, versus Texas, which I know that they have more licensing than we do. It's a free for all here, I will tell you that
Really?
it is really. The city of Oklahoma City and all of the surrounding cities require you to have a contractor's license, but you only need one if you get permits. So a lot of people do not get permits, and because our permit departments are so busy doing work, they are not. They're not proactive. I mean, they see a job site, they don't knock on the door. We have one area in town, a more affluent area, and they will. You put a sign out and you have not gotten a permit there, they're going to shut you down. But we get permits. So every town we have to go that we work in, if we're getting permits, we have to get a contractor's license, kind of. But there's no state licensing. There's just licensing for plumbing and electrical.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
Similar in
it.
Texas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar in Texas. Yeah.
But so we make sure that we have so if we're doing anything where I mean, here in Oklahoma, if you're just taking out a kitchen and putting everything in back in, basically, they that's iffy if you need a permit. Generally people do
Right.
not get permits for that, but we do a lot of structural work, so we get permits. And some people want permits. We're happy to do that. All of our electrician and plumber, and plus they have their own warranties also. So we
Right.
warranty everything for a year. Our cabinet companies have limited, they have uh, lifetime, limited warranties. But I mean, we have an office. If something happens in 7 years, knock on our door. Chances are we're going to fix it for you. So
Right.
we don't have with very few calls. We have a line item in our accounting called warranty, and very seldom do we have any money come from that line item. So
Right. Awesome. So talk about some credentials and certifications and like who are you affiliated with, NKBA,
yes.
ASID, and which ones do you find are the most important to you guys?
Well, I've been a member of National Kitchen and Bath Association probably since, within a couple of years of starting. So early 2000s. I've been on the board for over 13 years off and on. And I've gone to KBIS, which is their national, exhibition. Uh, I don't go every year. It's expensive, but off and on we go. And I think that it is extremely important. They have lots of education. You get to meet people that are in your field. Some of my best work, I mean, everybody has work friends. You don't necessarily, see them outside of work because everybody has families and they have their own, whatever. But I love my work friends. I mean, and most of them I met through NKBA. We meet every month. Currently, I'm on board to be president next year, and we'll see about that.
Wow.
But uh, you learn so much. I mean, I'm just amazed that people won't take the time to become educated. We do great programs. We fly in people from all over the United States to come talk to us about all sorts of, issues, how to do things, what's happening in the world of kitchens and baths. So to me, it's just a smart thing to do. I mean, if you're a professional, in my opinion, you should be a member and an active member of the professional association of your whatever you are. I don't care what it is. So I'm a very, you can tell I like to go. I like to go to their classes. I like to learn. I like the availability of everything they have online. And I learn from, my fellow people, and you learn, I've gotten really good friends that actually vendors that work for me. Uh, so I'm just surprised people don't do it in Oklahoma. I would say, it's tough. People want to, they want to spend their time working, not learning. So
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree, and I think just the fact that there's so much information that they provide. Same with ASIDs, so you're keeping everyone up to
yes,
date on what's going on with products and different things that have rolled out and things like
right,
tech technology, like technology in fixtures, for instance, is
right,
bananas. You'd never think, right? Most people just think you turn it on, turn it off, and that's about
right.
it. But
Oh
yeah,
no.
so
Yeah. Lighting. My electrician schools me every time I see him.
it's just something new to learn.
There's always
So
something new.
yeah, so talk about the couple design choices that what you I know we got into, you don't like the sterile white and gray, and you're glad that's kind of phasing out. It seems to still be going strong in Houston though. But um, so talk about the couple things that are kind of fizzle out quick versus things that are timeless and kind of stay around.
Well, well, I'll go back to the white. The problem with that is that when it fizzles out, what have you got? It's a very strong statement. It defines a period of time. On the other hand, I have a much more classic idea of style in that it, and it's proven good. I'll tell you why in a minute. But uh, I want things to look timeless. And when you go trendy, you put a certain date on your product, be it, what you wear, okay, what you wear, that's great. Be trendy. That, you can get another shirt or another dress or whatever. You can get a whole new wardrobe. Doesn't cost that much. But when you invest, 50, 100, $150,000 in your kitchen, you want that, to me, I want that to be, be the test of time, in that, in 10 years, I want it to look like, it's still beautiful, and it still, is trendy. And to me, the only way you're going to do that is to follow the idea that you have a house, it has a certain style, that you want to do something that you love. Not everybody can love white. Maybe they do. I don't know. But make it where that it doesn't, like, I've gone in homes where it just sticks out because the style of the home, was not anywhere near white shaker, and it's just stuck there in the middle. And so anyway, we just do a more I prefer a more classic look. Yes, I like white cabinets, but I like to tone it down. Maybe they're not all white. And it's just, I like warm. And so the
Yep.
white thing just never really set well with me. It's hard to make it's just it's too formal to me. It's like, do you want your kids to come in and play and get dirty and get all your white cabinets dirty? It's just not friendly enough for me.
I tend to agree with that. So what are
But
your
I'm
what are
I'm I'm winning right now because antiques are back, and that's my style. Not totally. But I like, I like really contemporary things, but I like them mixed with, older things. And so, that's my style in my home and kitchens that I live in. And so now that's back. I mean, it's really, just look at magazines. When people say, well, it's still there. Yes, builders love to do the same thing. And it's very hard for them to change because they've got a method. White kitchens, that's easy. Shaker doors, let's just do that. It's hard for them to change because they have to change their whole model. They have to like, oh no, what are we going to do if we don't do white shaker? The
Yeah,
rest
you
of the
said that
world,
you said the magic word, easy. That's why.
it is. Now look at magazines. You cannot find a white kitchen in a kitchen magazine today. No,
No,
there are
no.
none. So anyway, I'm happy to see them go. Even though I've been doing white kitchens longer than anybody, because when I started in 1999 and I did historic houses, I could not find a shaker door in town. I had to order them because nobody had done them in so long. But I wanted to do historic white shaker cabinets in historic houses. That's where they belong, and they should stay there. That's their home. And because that's
So
where
what
they
are
came from. That's where they came from.
right? So what are some of your favorite materials to work with that you kind of always kind of go back to with multiple jobs?
Oh, if I had my choice, I would use more natural materials. I mean, I'm kind of over quartz. I like quartz, and they're coming out with some new colors, I think, that are going to be a lot warmer. Um, the thing about quartz is when quartz came out at the very same time, Carrara marble was extremely popular. But, people were hesitant to use it in their homes. At the same time, quartz is coming out and they can make it any color they want. So, they made it look like Carrara marble, which was
Hmm.
great, because we've been doing quartz countertops for, 15 years. But natural materials are coming back, dramatic. They're all over the world. There's so many beautiful material. I mean, natural stone that they have found, and they've really there's exceptional stuff in showrooms, and so you're going to see more natural materials in countertops, I think. Um, Wood. I mean, I love wood, and that's good because men love wood.
Yeah,
And so
brick,
if
wood.
you can
Yeah,
get both of the people to love wood, hey, you've got, it's lots easier. I've gone through, usually not so much anymore, but still, you talk to a couple and she says, I want white painted cabinets. And he says, I think our wood cabinets are still really in good shape. So
yeah.
he's more likely to agree to new wood cabinets, but it's to me, it's always been kind of a more of a masculine, liking. But uh, I love wood, and uh, so I tend to pick that when I can. I like walnut. It's expensive, but it's fun to use if somebody can afford it. Um, so uh, I don't know. I'm not a big spender. I don't go to the fancy places and try to get people to buy, $2,000 faucets. We generally go to Delta. They have great products and great warranties.
Hmm. So
So
just to kind of wrap this all up, where do you see your business going? Obviously, you're established. You've got a very you got a specific kind of niche that you serve very well. Like, where do you see yourself or the business in the next 2, 3, 4 years?
I mean, I think we're pretty steady. We're not really looking to grow. Um, we're all happy with what we've got. And we kind of run a relaxed office. People don't come to work at 8 and leave at 5. Everybody comes to work if they have to. Uh, People work at home. There's just three of us, but and we spend a lot of time, and we like to be together, and we feel like that's good for the company for us to be together and talk about all of our issues all the time. There's always always stuff to talk about, and new
Hmm.
projects to, design. And but I see it it would be good if we could be steady. I mean, we're at a good place after all these years, and we have good customers. We have a good reputation. Um, so the only area that I would probably like to grow would be cabinets. I would like to, we've always uh, we generally use a pre-finished cabinet. We have two really good cabinet lines. Builders are finally using cabinets, so more people recognize that our cabinets are superior to uh, unfinished cabinets. So that would be an area that we could easily grow in, is providing just the cabinets or just designing the kitchen and the cabinets for projects.
Oh, interesting. So just to wrap this all up here, I'll give you a couple minutes. Just kind of talk to your talk to your ideal customer, your geographical area, people living in Oklahoma City and the outskirts that are looking to do a project. What would you like them to know about you guys?
Well, I would just brag about Urban Kitchens. We've been here a long time. Um, we really care about our customers. We really, we're, very detail oriented. We didn't talk about the end of the project punch list, but our goal is to never have a punch list, because we're constantly looking for, any little item that needs to be taken care of. We don't let things go during the project. So we're easy to work with. We do a very professional design process. We work with you as long as you can, as long as we can, as long as you want to get the design you want. And we'll, like I say, we shop with you. A lot of people ask us, well, where do I have to go? And we're like, you're not going anywhere without us. We're going to take you everywhere. We're going to go countertop shopping, tile shopping, fixed. We have we use Visual Comfort for our lighting most of the time, and all of these places. We make appointments, so when you get there, the professional is going to help us be there to answer your questions. It's not just us, and we really care about your house. That's important to us, so we want to be very careful in, the way that we, go in and out. What we do while we're there, and who we let go over there. So I would say, if you want to look at House and see our recommendations, you'll see all of the great things people say about the people that work for me.
Outstanding. And not knowing you outside of, we've spoken on the phone for a little bit before, our recording here, but if it just gives me a feeling what your business is like, where it just seems like you're very much standing alongside your customer and taking them by the hand and walking with them, as opposed to standing on the opposite side of a table and leading them in a certain direction. And I just get that feeling of it's just a lot more um, it's just a lot more partnership, it seems like, between you and your customer. Is that accurate? It just seems that way to me.
I think it is, because I say it's a collaboration. When you meet people and they talk about, what they want to do. I mean, I always tell my customers, you will have the best ideas. We're going to help you bring those to life, but you're going to have the best ideas because you live there. It's your kitchen. You've been thinking about it probably for, I don't know how long. So we're here to make your dreams come true. What you've been thinking about and thinking, oh, if we could only do this, if we could only do that, we're going to make that happen for you.
It just, yeah, it feels like that. And if I'm ever driving through Oklahoma and Oklahoma City, I'll definitely stop by your showroom, and hopefully you guys will be there. So
We would love to
yeah,
have you.
outstanding. Well, Joe, thank you for taking the time to talk to me and talking to your, your customers. Hopefully we get some of this information out to your folks there. And again, wish you the best of luck in the future, and best of health and success.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you reaching out to me.
Outstanding. Thank you very much. Have a great day, Joe. Take care.
You too.
And